Okay, I have a question is that I can see the principles and the activities in your presentation, and how about the role of the learners in each activity? Okay, yeah, can you make clear that?
Okay. The role of the learner, in our group's opinion, we think that, all of the learners get involved in each activity. For example, the first one, when a teacher show the picture, to check and their understanding, and they need to be like involved in that activity, like they will guess what is it. Okay. And for the second activity, the same thing. The student should be like a participant in this activity. The teacher created a game, and then the student get involved in the game by making two lines, asking the questions. Do you agree?
Okay, and you mean that is a self-confidence for the learners in production?
The final one,
Yeah.
self-confidence, means that
Maybe most of principles relate to the learners,
yes, relate to the learner.
not the
risk-taking.
activities or the teaching.
The activities relate to the
Yeah,
students'
and maybe
involvement.
both.
Involvement. So, any questions?
Yeah, I see the great social nature of learning in
Social
the
nature.
whispering game. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to ask is, was there any social interaction between among the students in that game? Because they just listen and then repeat. Yeah, and I don't know where's the interaction.
Okay, so maybe like a social interaction. So, what can you say the social interaction here? When a teacher asks a student to work in team, it means that they work in a community. I think that is the kind of social nature of learning. The student need to work together to get involved in the games. Okay? It's not just listen and repeat at all. Listen and repeat is the first part when a teacher present the structure and ask the student to listen and repeat to get familiar with the structure, and then the teacher ask the student to get involved in the games, okay, to understand more about the structure. Okay, the happy and the sad faces to remember. By that activity, we can see, social nature of learning through the students' involvement.
Okay, and I also have a question about intrinsic motivation. So you said that when a student answer or pick a correct picture, right? So the teacher give him or her a score, and you call it intrinsic motivation. But I think this is extrinsic motivation, like something outside herself affect her learning, her motivation, right? So is it intrinsic or extrinsic?
That maybe that is extrinsic motivation. I agree with your idea. Maybe some mistake in terms of the spelling right here. Extrinsic, I do agree with you. That something comes from outside, from a teacher motivation, like, okay, they say you are doing well and get marks, something like that. That's an extrinsic motivation. There's something wrong with the spelling right here. Okay, we have extrinsic motivation.
I also have another question for your group. The activity interviewing, so it means that it's focused on meaning. Do you think it's also focused on structures? Because teachers correct when the students are speaking, like she likes or she doesn't like. It's also focused on the structures, not only on meaning. The words, the vocabulary of food. What do you think?
So books, do we have any answer? Do you have any answer? Do you have an answer? What about you? Okay, you mean that at the same time we agree with our groups that also focus on meaning, but also focus on the structure, both of them. But I think that like this part, yes, I do agree with you both, but maybe the meaning should be focused more because of two main reasons. The first one, the teacher, decided activity to develop student speaking, and if they understand what it is, they can, develop their speaking well. So no wonder we say that meaning is focused much more than the structure right here. So I agree with your group that is both, but I think that's meaning is much more better than the structure, right? More focused on the structure. Okay, but so do you have any other questions?
I have a question about the last part, like interviewing template. Yeah, that's one. And you say that the focus on meaning. So I would like to ask any other principle here. Check only this one.
Only meaning?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that focus on meaning is the main principle, but also some minor principles, right? Minor, I mean that's some small ones. I think that is also shows the nature of learning because it creates a community where the students are working together to interview and to get the answer information from each other. I mean that a peer or a community. So I think that is also the combination of social nature of learning. So do you have any other question?
Okay, and besides some principles in your master, for example, anticipation of reward, social nature of learning, intrinsic motivation, or risk-taking, or self-confidence. And how about the others? Do you
How
think
about the others?
we have, do you think that we also have order?
Yes, yes.
And what?
Thank you for your question. I do believe that each student activity from a teacher, is a great combination of, like one or two or three principles here. But we just put on some kind of the most outstanding ones here and try to analyze. And like, for example, this one, we focus on meaning, but by the activity of interviewing, the student also get involved in social nature of learning. It means that they have to work in pairs, they work in group to interview together. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that each activity is a great combination of two or many principles, but we just focus on the outstanding one, the most outstanding one. Okay, do you have any other questions?
Okay, and for the second activity, whispering game, and do you think that teacher just speak and student just repeat it, and we don't have any background or any observation for this? So, is it good for students to maybe listen to?
Okay, to make your question clear, okay, I want to confirm, you'd like to mean
Yeah.
the context, okay, the teaching in the video clip, is it correct?
Yes.
So we're
Yeah.
going to discuss what do we
What are you waiting for? The answer?
The answers from there.
Big question.
Yes, okay, thank you for your very interesting question. I think that, it's a kind of very interesting one. As you can see in the video clip, a teacher just showed this one and asked a student to listen and repeat. So what is the context right here? The context is the sad and happy faces, okay? And the meaning is fostered right here, is created right here. When a student look at the face, they can basically guess the meaning in Vietnamese. So I think this is a context, okay? So is it clear to you?
Basing on the pictures. Yeah.
What?
Basing on the pictures. Student can look at the pictures and
Yeah, the
and
teacher.
produce.
Okay. I think that is also a very good context for learning. Okay.
Maybe it's good for maybe high achieving. Yeah.
Higher achieving student.
It's good for high achieving students.
I think that is also another way to talk about using the context. Okay, you can use the puppet. And I think that the two faces here is also the kind of a puppet. You know, a puppet. Okay, Peter and Anna, something like this. Peter is happy and Anna is exact something like that. It also the two faces, sad and happy, is also show the meaning that is the content inside. Do you have any other question?
That's enough. So when you start finishing up your evaluation, write down the question you asked.
Okay,
Five
thank you.
minutes.
Thank you for your attention.